hour. It's 9 p.m. I want to welcome everybody to the call, to the Clar8ty Corporate Product Call. We have some great guests on the call tonight. I want to welcome everybody. I want to welcome all the guests and our affiliates of Clar8ty. I want to introduce someone that's special to me. I know her from the beginning of the company. I see the passion and the vision she has for this company, and we have great visions for the growth of this company. You know, and it's an honor and it's a pleasure to introduce the founder of Clar8ty, Robin Hack. She is a very successful business owner, has a past history of success in network marketing, and she has a history of our company and a true leader for the field for those of us that are out there promoting the products and the opportunity. With that said, Robin, are you on the line?
I am. Thank you, Oscar. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Well, yes, everyone, I'm really excited for our call this evening because we do have a very special get on with that. I just want to welcome you and thank you for taking your busy life to be on our call. And like Oscar said, I do have a real passion for helping people, and then I've been health conscious since I was 16. I became a vegetarian and been vegan for years, and I was introduced to network marketing back in my early 20s, but didn't do anything with that. And I have been running our family company, which is a 90-year-old company, for, the last almost 19 years with my brother, and I'm part owner of the company and so forth. And so I definitely have experience in running businesses, and I've had other businesses in my early 20s and 30s and so forth. So anyway, a couple of years ago, I just really got the urge to want to start my own company because I was seeing what was out there in the industry, and I was looking for a vehicle to help people. And so that's what would take to start my own company, and my passion for helping others with their health as well as finances. So I got together and looked into what it would take, worked with some consultants, and my first thing was I knew I wanted a product for kids, and I just see what's happening out there today in our world with diets the way they are and the food companies bombarding our kids with advertisements and so forth and just the lifestyle people are leading where they're eating fast food and so forth, and it's just wreaking havoc on adults and kids' lives and health. And so I was putting together a product for kids and adults and a kind of an all-in-one nutrition drink. And then all of a sudden, one thing led to another, and I was blessed to be introduced to our VP of Product Development, Chris Neville from Australia, and he came on board and brought to us the science of what is behind our product, which is called nutrigenomics, and you're going to hear a little bit about that tonight. And what that means is it's science, nutrition at the gene level, nutrigenomics, nutrition at the gene. We have a cutting-edge science with our product. Those of you that are new and aren't familiar with Clar8ty, our product is called Calibrate, and it's a powder drink for kids and adults, and it's just making a world of difference in people's lives. And I won't get into the full detail. We have other calls where you can listen to why our product is so different. But I want to share with you, explain our product tonight, and I'm very excited to be introducing Dr. Veronique Desaulniers, and she's on our advisory board. And just a little bit about her background. She's just tremendous, and she herself is a breast cancer survivor, and she did it holistically, and she'll share a bit about her background, but she's also a best-selling author and #1 best-selling book on Amazon, Heal Breast Cancer Naturally, in 6 different categories. She also has a website, breastcancerconqueror.com, just loaded with information to help people survive breast cancer and or cancer naturally. And she just like I said, is a wealth of knowledge, and she's going to talk about her background and then about why she's so passionate about Calibrate and about Clar8ty and sharing it with her clients. And she's just helping women all over the world fight breast cancer naturally. And so without further ado, I just really am excited to introduce Dr. V. So Dr. V, are you there?
I'm here, Robin. Thanks so much for having me on the call this evening.
Great. Good to hear from you.
Thank you.
So I'd love to have you share your background and just, where you're coming from in this whole breast cancer awareness and breast health awareness.
Breast health awareness, that's right. So most people, well, you can't escape it. It's this month, right? Everything is pink. But my background is I'm a bioenergetic chiropractor by profession. I had a practice for over 30 years. And really the whole cancer door was opened way back in 1983 when my father was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. And, he was sent home to die and was given no hope. And, he just died a miserable death. And I remember while he was going through that horrible suffering, I just felt in my heart that there was something that could have been done for him. Unfortunately for my father, it was too late. But during that time period, I spent a lot of time at the library. Back then, no internet, so did a lot of research, called different cancer clinics. Back then, they were mostly in Mexico and other countries, and came to realize that yes, people were reversing cancer, and yes, there were things that could be done. And so I started applying these principles in my practice and was seeing amazing results with all kinds of diseases, not just cancer, but, autoimmune diseases and rheumatoid arthritis and lupus and things like that. Because when you apply the laws of nature and you take responsibility for your health, your body has a tremendous capacity to heal. But my biggest wake-up call was my experience with breast cancer in 2004. As I was going through my journey, I kept asking myself, why would somebody like me develop breast cancer? I had done everything right, or so I thought. I was eating organic before organic was in style. I was exercising. I was under chiropractic care. I'd had home births, breastfed my children, did everything right. But then as I was going through my healing journey, I realized that there were pieces of the puzzle that I was missing. I did, a lot of soul searching, a lot more research, because I'm very science-based. I want to know the facts. I want to know why things work the way they do. And so as I went through that journey, I realized that there were specific steps that were needed to really turn one's health around. And that's how I came about to create the 7 Essential System. It's a step-by-step guide that teaches you exactly how to prevent or how to heal breast cancer or any type of disease in the body, basically.
Oh, that's quite a story. So why then let's hear how and why you refer Clar8ty to your clients these days and how you do it.
Well, I've always, as I mentioned, I'm very science-based. I think it's very important for people to know that if they're going to invest time and money and their health, they need to know that what they're taking is science-based, and it's, how is it going to work and what kind of effect is it going to have on their health. And when I found out about Clar8ty, I was just so impressed with all the combination of products that were in there, and it tasted wonderful, and there was no added sugar in it. So I was quite impressed, and I've always been an advocate, especially when I started specializing and focusing just on coaching women with breast cancer. I realized that the studies were showing us that the power of broccoli sprouts was incredible. The particular phytochemical in the broccoli sprouts, sulforaphane, can actually turn on over 200 genes that are related to cellular defense. So what does that mean? Well, specifically relating to breast cancer, I'll focus on that because of the Breast Health Awareness Month, but studies have shown us that the sulforaphane from broccoli sprouts can inhibit the growth of cancer cells. It can actually prevent breast cancer stem cell formation. Those are basically, baby cancer cells that will develop and to grow into other ones. That it actually induces breast cancer cell death because cancer cells don't die. They keep replicating, unlike healthy cells. And the beauty of sulforaphane is that it stimulates the death or the apoptosis of the breast cancer cell. It decreases inflammation, and we know from so many studies, that inflammation is at the root of so many diseases in the body. And on top of all that, it stimulates natural killer cell activity, which is a very powerful part of your immune system. So that's just one of the effects of one of the products in Clar8ty is the broccoli sprout. And then you add to that the power of the SOD from the patented melon, which stimulates primary antioxidants, and we know that SOD is a million times more potent than vitamin C as far as a free radical scavenger. Curcumin is also very, very potent, anti-inflammatory, kills cancer cells, stimulates your immune system, and the list goes on. And so why do I recommend this as part of the protocol? Because it works. Because it's the potent nutrient that really adds nutrition and adds a lot of cellular defense. And whether you're trying to prevent breast cancer or if you're on a healing journey with cancer, you need those components. It's very, very important to have that in your back pocket.
That's fantastic. And how else do you explain, like the chaga mushroom? Do you go into that at all with your clients?
I do actually. There was a time when I would have them just drink chaga tea or take chaga capsules as part of the protocol. We know that chaga is the most powerful medicinal mushroom that there is. It's got very potent anti-cancer properties. It has 50 times more of the SOD, the superoxide dismutase, than any other medicinal mushroom. And it's just loaded with different phytochemicals, high in B vitamins, flavonoids, etc. So the chaga, the curcumin, and then when you add the bioperine, which is the substance derived from black pepper, that enhances the absorption of all the different nutrients, the vitamin C, vitamin A, the beta-carotene, and then on top of that, there's enzymes and there's probiotics in the formula. So I recommend with the clients that I work with a minimum of 2 to 3 scoops per day, because as they're on their healing journey, it's very important for them to really detoxify their body properly and to give it proper nourishment.
Perfect. So if you were to be talking to me and I was healthy, not going through or the breast cancer per se, how would you, so maybe some of our affiliates would love to hear how you would quickly and, short version share Clar8ty with, for instance, myself, if you were talking to me.
Well, I would, I would often say, well, we want to do everything we can to be as healthy as we can. We know that we live in a very toxic world, and we know that our body's under a lot of stress, and using this type of gene-level nutrition is so important. We've been programmed, unfortunately, by mainstream medicine in many ways that our DNA is our destiny, right? We inherit disease, and we're just a victim of what our parents or grandparents had handed down to us. But with the science of epigenetics and nutrigenomics, we're realizing that we can actually change our gene expression, because there's literal switches on our genes that can be turned off or turned on with proper nutrition. And the curcumin, the broccoli sprouts, all those things can actually turn on the cancer protective genes. So if you want to take responsibility for your health and really provide utmost nutrition and promote proper detoxification, support your nerve system, your immune system, your liver, all your detoxification pathways, this is something that I believe every person on the planet needs to be drinking every day, and especially for children. I mean, it's just heartbreaking when we see children that are developing cancer at such an early stage. But we've seen now, as a result of studies and research, I don't know if you're familiar with the Environmental Working Group, but they did a film several years ago called The 10 Americans, and they found in the fetal cord, the blood cord that links the mother to the child, they found over 200 chemicals in the child. So even from inside the womb and at birth, children are already exposed to so many toxins. And this is the type of thing that will help children detoxify and prevent dis-ease as they're growing up in this toxic world.
Yeah, definitely. Well, key thing you said, I think, is taking responsibility for your health, and that's the parents, taking responsibility for their kids' health these days, because it's just so sad what's going on, and getting them on a product like this will help so much.
And, and realizing, too, that, cancer is just a symptom. It's not the cause. It's a symptom that your body is toxic and tired and that your immune system is suppressed. And so if you take responsibility, you change your lifestyle, you deal with your stress properly, you start eating better, you exercise, you calm your body and your mind down, you take in nutrition like Clar8ty, then the body has much more ammunition, so to speak, to be able to defend itself against all the things that we're exposed to.
Exactly. All right. Well, I think that covers a lot there for people to chew on, and I appreciate your time. And for those of you, Dr. V does have her website, breastcancerconqueror.com, and you can go on there and get incredible information. And she blogs, and she's got lots of resources there. So definitely check out her website. And again, like I said, she's a best-selling author, and she has a book, Heal Breast Cancer Naturally. And I know so many of us these days have friends or loved ones or acquaintances that are, dealing with these issues of cancer. And so I highly recommend sharing Dr. V's website with people. So thank you so much for taking the time, Dr. V, with us tonight and sharing your background and why you're in love with Clar8ty.
Oh, you're welcome. I am in love with Clar8ty, and matter of fact, I'm traveling this week, and whenever I travel, I always make sure that I bring my Clar8ty with me.
Thank you. All right. Well, everyone, I want to thank everyone for getting on the call, but just ask yourself, are you ready, to switch on your genes? If you aren't using our product, definitely get back with the person that referred you to this call this evening or having you listen on our YouTube channel, because this product is making a difference in kids and adults' lives. Every day we're getting the most incredible testimonials. They're so fun to hear, and we have a testimonial video on our YouTube channel as well if you want to go there and listen. And also, if you're interested, loving the product is one thing, but if you're interested in creating an income stream by sharing the product with others, we have that opportunity as well. So please get back with whoever invited you to the call, or if you're listening on YouTube, get back with the person and really look at where you want to be in your life, because our goal in Clar8ty is we all work together, and we're creating a culture where people can find their pure potential, and whether it be your health or your finances, but that's what we are all about with Clar8ty, is helping others find their potential and helping each other health-wise and financially. So again, thank you so much, and I hope everyone is ready to be switched on. So thanks, everyone, for taking the time this evening. One last thing I have to say is we are having our Clar8ty launch event in Los Angeles, November 15th at the Concourse Hotel in Los Angeles, California, near LAX Airport, right at the airport, so it's convenient if you're flying in from out of town. So November 15th, you can find it on our Facebook page, on our website, and so please make a point to be there. It's going to be a very exciting day. Chris Neville, our VP of Product Development from Australia, will be there. It's going to be fantastic. So I'm looking forward to meeting many of you that day. And again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us this evening. Good night.
Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Good night. Thanks.